From ancient writings, we learn about the distinction between those who have and those who do not. During the Great Depression, I was curious about what separated financially successful individuals from those who were not. I wondered why only a small percentage of people could achieve financial stability in a country where success is believed to be achievable by all. Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Circle. Recent data from the Statistical Abstract of the United States by the Bureau of the Census revealed striking figures. For instance, among men aged 65 and older, only 10% have annual incomes of $6,000 or more. More than 80% of them have incomes under $4,000 per year. Merely 7.6% have incomes between $7,000 and $10,000 annually, and only 3.7% have incomes exceeding $10,000 per year. A typical man begins his career in his 20s, sometimes even earlier. He is fortunate to live in a free society with over 40 years to achieve financial success in one of the wealthiest nations on the planet. However, according to statistics, only about 10 out of every 100 men will achieve financial security by the age of 65, and merely 4 out of every 100 will attain financial comfort. Now, you might wonder why this is the case. Let me show you how you can find out for yourself. Conduct your own survey. Start by walking down your neighborhood street on a Saturday or Sunday and ask the man in each house 2 questions. First, ask, what are you currently doing to increase your income? Then, see how much he wants to earn. After gauging the response, likely a blank stare, move on to question number 2. How much money do you plan to have by age 65? If you're met with silence, politely thank him and move on to the next house. Ask 50 men, 100, even 1,000 until you're convinced that the reason many men don't earn more money during their working lives and aren't financially independent by age 65 is simply because they rarely engage in constructive thinking on these matters. It's that simple. Sadly, it's easy to earn much more money than the average man in this country because so few people are going about it the right way. There are not enough participants in this race to make it competitive. The few who are truly engaged in the race can all succeed. Some will finish ahead of others, but even the person who finishes last in this race will be financially secure. Sadly, most people, over 90%, aren't even in the race. To demonstrate, ask yourself these 2 survey questions. Before hearing this message, what were your plans for increasing your income? How much did you aspire to earn? And how much wealth had you aimed to accumulate by age 65? You see, those who earn substantial incomes aren't just lucky, nor are they all dishonest, as some people without wealth may suggest. They aren't necessarily more intelligent or talented than their peers, nor are they privy to mysterious secrets. Only a few were fortunate to inherit wealth from their fathers or grandfathers. Most of those earning high incomes today began much like you and me, and like most others. The key disparity between those who earn significant incomes and those who earn modest ones is that the former decided to earn more. They are the individuals who made it a priority to increase their earnings. Consider this. A person who doesn't contemplate baking an apple pie for dinner won't think to look up the recipe. Without the intention to bake, there's no motivation to seek out the recipe. Similarly, someone who doesn't consider driving to St. Louis, Missouri, or Nacogdoches, Texas, will never obtain road maps showing the way. Likewise, a person who never decides to earn more money won't think about learning how to do so or researching strategies for increasing their income. It boils down to people doing what they set their minds to do. Let's dispel the ancient superstition once and for all that people who earn significant money are somehow exceptional, lucky, or privileged. These are excuses that can easily be disproven. The prevalence of these excuses arises because individuals who fail to achieve financial success often struggle to acknowledge that they didn't put in enough effort or perseverance. To rationalize their lack of success, they create and perpetuate these excuses. We are all architects of our own destiny, but only those who succeed are willing to acknowledge it. I recall a visit to Charleston, South Carolina, where I hired a taxi to tour the historic Old Town. As we drove past magnificent homes overlooking the bay, I remarked on their beauty. The cab driver responded, "Yes, some of those homes have 40 rooms," before adding, "and every one of them is owned by a crook." This is how those who lack justify their circumstances. While I refrained from commenting, I respected his right to his beliefs in a free society, as long as he didn't harm others. Thomas Bree, an American scholar and educator, aptly stated, "We must view with profound respect the infinite capacity of the human mind to resist the inroads of useful knowledge." Individuals like my taxi driver and countless others worldwide have perpetuated self-limiting beliefs and hindered their own progress for centuries. Knowledge is accessible to all. We can choose to learn from those who can guide us or persist in clinging to outdated beliefs passed down by those no more knowledgeable than ourselves. The truth about those homes along the beautiful drive is that they were built by the individuals who made the most significant contributions to the city of Charleston. Now, I'm about to share the formula for becoming wealthy. But before I do, let me remind you of something. Just like a jet pilot meticulously follows a checklist before takeoff and landing, not only because it's required, but also because they can't rely solely on memory for such a crucial task, I believe living successfully is just as crucial. Therefore, each of us needs our own checklist to review before starting our day and before going to sleep at night. That's why there's one included with this cassette. I suggest attaching it to your bathroom mirror. Look at it as you brush your teeth in the morning and again as you prepare for bed at night. Go over each item and consider what it represents. Now, let's go into number 1, the formula for becoming wealthy. This formula explains why you're in your current situation, whether you're earning $6,000 a year or $60,000. It's a revelation to every adult, regardless of employment status. It applies universally, from the wealthiest to the poorest and everyone in between. Here it is. Our rewards in life are directly proportional to our contribution and our service. That's what the formula means as the first item on your checklist. Memorize it. Our rewards in life are directly proportional to our contribution and our service. Reflect on it until you grasp it both emotionally and intellectually. It might give you a sense of superiority to realize that very few people around you understand it. You can even include it as a question in your survey for proof. If you prefer another expression, consider it in the context of your job. It's essentially the same principle, but articulated differently. The salary you receive from your employer is directly related to the demand for your role, your proficiency, and the difficulty of replacing you. Perhaps jot down the formula in both forms and meditate on it until it becomes ingrained in you. Remember, the checklist is valuable only to those who truly comprehend its significance. Now, armed with the formula, let's discuss the 2 rules necessary for its application. Together with these rules, the formula serves as your blueprint for achieving your desired level of financial success. Now, let's focus on item number 2 on your checklist, which underscores the importance of placing it on your mirror. You'll notice it's pressure sensitive. This item delves into the concept of the human mind as a gold mine. As Archibald MacLeish, The Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright articulated in his play, The Secret of Freedom. The only thing about a man that is a man is his mind. Everything else you can find in a pig or a horse. While these words may appear stark, they ring true. The key to success lies within one's mind, the treasure trove nestled between the ears. A single idea can lead to wealth, while a multitude of good ideas can steadily propel you upward in your chosen field. Ideas are boundless and readily accessible. Consider this. There is nothing currently being done commercially that cannot be done better, much better, in the future. Next year's homes, cars, manufacturing processes, distribution methods, marketing strategies, sales techniques, and advertisements will surpass this year's standards. Every innovation, every enhancement will originate from someone's imagination. Now, reflect on your specialty. How many good ideas have you generated in the past year? If you continue on the same trajectory as before, where do you envision yourself and what income do you foresee, say, a year from now, 5 years from now? Every day, we encounter more opportunities than we could possibly pursue in a lifetime, let alone 50 lifetimes. Sinclair Lewis once remarked in the 1920s that you could blindfold a man, transport him to any city in the country, with a few exceptions. Sit him down downtown for a week, and he wouldn't be able to discern which town he's in. The streets, buildings, and businesses all appear indistinguishable. This holds true to a large extent even today. Why? Because most businessmen in this country are playing a game of follow the follower. When a person enters a business, regardless of the industry, the first instinct is to ensure that their establishment, both externally and internally, mirrors every other business of that type in the country. Do you know why? It's because they've been emulating others since childhood, and do so without conscious thought. Similarly, children dress alike in school because they want to fit in. They don't necessarily study all the businesses in their field and model theirs on the standout example, the one that inspires them, the one they truly believe in. Instead, they mimic what everyone else in their industry is doing, thus guaranteeing their own mediocrity. Whose beat are you marching to, if indeed you're following anyone, and why? Remember, whatever profession you're currently in will undergo significant changes in the future. Never before in history have opportunities been so abundant for all of us. However, the vast majority of people will benefit from progress, not those who initiate it. Which group do you aspire to belong to? The beneficiaries or the contributors? Here's the first rule, noted on your checklist as the gold mine. Think deliberately and purposefully. Utilize the wealth of potential within your mind. Begin by dedicating a specific time each day to deliberate thinking. During the Great Depression, a New York lumber dealer thrived while others struggled. When asked his secret, he revealed, "Every evening, I retreat to a quiet room, settle into a comfortable chair, and ponder, how will my business operate 10 years from now? Then, I endeavor to implement those strategies immediately." Rather than competing with other lumber dealers, he focused on creating. He tapped into mankind's inherent ability to innovate, which is our greatest strength. While a company growing at 10% annually doubles its size in less than 8 years, individuals can significantly improve their effectiveness by 50% or even 100% per year. Experts affirm that each of us possesses untapped reservoirs of ability, possibly even genius, which we routinely underutilize. Let's start accessing these rich reserves of potential and employ more of our true capabilities. Let's think. Here's an effective method to stimulate your thinking. Begin by waking up slightly earlier than usual. This grants you extra time that the vast majority of individuals in this country overlook. Rising 1 hour earlier each day equates to an additional 6.5 40-hour weeks per year. Use this time to shower, dress, and enjoy a fresh cup of coffee if you're inclined. Then sit down with a blank sheet of paper. At the top, write down your financial goal, the annual income you aspire to earn soon. Keep this goal private. It's solely your concern. Now, contemplate. Consider the significance of your goal for yourself and your family. Then, brainstorm ideas to help you achieve it. Think about enhancing your current profession to align with your income target. Remember, jobs don't have futures, people do. Regardless of your occupation, there's ample opportunity within it to last a lifetime. You needn't devise entirely novel concepts or revolutionary methods, though you might stumble upon them. Instead, focus on enhancing existing practices. To boost your income as planned, you must elevate your contribution and service. And the key lies within your mind, that gold mine between your ears. Strive to generate 5 ideas every morning and jot them down. Keep these sheets in a designated idea file. Many will prove worthless, but some will be valuable. A few might even be excellent, and occasionally, you'll conceive something truly exceptional. 5 ideas a day amounts to 25 a week, yielding over 1,000 ideas annually. With such a wealth of ideas, success is practically inevitable. Develop a sense of expectancy, a conviction that the goal you're pursuing is inevitable and only a matter of time before it materializes. Consider Henry Ford, who didn't commence car manufacturing until he was 45, or my friend who launched a new company at 65, still thriving with annual sales surpassing $300 million. It's rarely too late to embark on a new endeavor. Try to confine your thoughts to your area of expertise or primary interest. To think effectively and profitably, you must discipline your thinking, maintain focus, and specialize within one field. Now, for the final item on your checklist, attitude. Attitude has been hailed as the most significant word in the language. William James expressed, "The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind." Reflect on this. Changing attitudes can transform lives. It's another way of saying that we become what we think about. Consider your total environment, your neighborhood, vehicle, attire, occupation, and social circle. They reflect you as a person. If you perceive room for improvement in your environment, begin by adjusting your attitude. Your world will gradually evolve to mirror the evolving you. Here's how to initiate an attitude shift, starting now. Adopt the demeanor of the person you aspire to become. Envision yourself already possessing the goal you're striving for. How would you conduct yourself in all aspects of your life? Begin acting accordingly today, tomorrow, and every subsequent day. Embrace the persona of the person you wish to be, subtly evolving in your mannerisms, speech, and unwavering courtesy towards others. The German philosopher Goethe imparted the secret. Before you can do something, you must first be something. When you emulate the behavior of your desired self, you attract the possessions and circumstances associated with that persona. It's simply cause and effect. Take your time. Think of building a skyscraper versus crafting a chicken coop. Both require care and attention, but the skyscraper demands more time and precision. Progress steadily, step by step. When you reach success, it's not just about getting there, but staying there. Watch out for those get-rich-quick schemes. They often lead to disappointment. And remember, your attitude matters. How you treat others influences how they treat you. People with a positive outlook are often seen as lucky, but it's really about the choices they make and the effort they put in. So remember these 3 things and practice them every day. Just like practicing your golf swing, it takes time to see improvement. Work on your attitude daily, and soon it will become second nature. Spend a few moments each morning thinking deliberately, and you'll find yourself more focused throughout the day. And don't forget the golden rule: what you give is what you get. Keep these ideas close, like old friends. Each time you revisit them, you might discover something new. This is The Circle signing off. Thanks for listening.